Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, boys and girls. Guess who's back? Yes, it is Shay's Creations. I would like to say, I think it's Grand Rising. Um, I want to say, first of all, this may have a few triggers in it with mental health. I was in a mental ward for 7 days. I'm not proud to say it, but I lost control. I lost control. I don't remember the details too much. I know some of you saw a video I posted, but I believe YouTube took it down. Mr. Mist must have fought, because he has that clout. So the video is down, but that will give you an idea of why one of the reasons would tip me over the edge. And then I was having teeth issues, which you can clearly still tell I am having, but at least I have a better chance of having some better of appearance on this camera. So that's good. So I came home yesterday and I stayed up until about 2:05 in the morning. I did a lot of moving and shaking here. My daughter was here maybe a day or two, so there goes that, you know what I mean. But I had not realized that I had, due to my flea markets and all that stuff, I had acquired so much, which I am so blessed for because next month is May. And during the phone call, yes, the person wants to do a few things in the summertime. I had a roller coaster of an up and down ordeal at the hospital. When I tell you, Sound Shore does not consider everything in your best interest. The only thing they do is lump you all up as the same. So I was there. I was nauseous. I was just plain old doing so much better the night I woke up, the morning I woke up there. But then people that could not hold their food down for whatever reason were put at the same table we were put at when they made it fully aware that they weren't going to keep their food down. That caused me to have nauseousness. That caused me to vomit, basically have dumping syndrome at one time because I had just eaten my breakfast, which I really couldn't hold too much down. But it was an up and down roller coaster. You hear me? My daughter was a rock through this whole thing. And even when I said, "Don't come see me," she still came and saw me. And then yesterday, she spent the whole day with me. But she went home. She'll be home. She'll be here in the morning time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We went to the mall yesterday. And oh my goodness, I have been wanting a rabbit for so long. So today I have to give Miranda a bath because I bought Miranda an outfit. Well, you know what I mean. Miranda got a new outfit, and um, this is for one of my teddy bears. I was like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, boys and girls. I wasn't happy leaving my babies back. This is my rabbit, and her name is Bunny, and her birthday was yesterday. And I think this is the same shirt. No, this is a happy birthday shirt as well. And I rock those cards like that, so I made that. This one is going on my bed actually with the rest of them. So I had fun there, and then I had a hot dog. I had not been in the mall in a number of years. But anyway, going back to the hospital, I met some great people in the hospital, and I was able to tell that although I was going through a major ordeal for the last few months, my teeth were horrified. But now I'm looking a little better, so I feel a little better. But it's just not working for me. But I have no choice right now but to do what I have to do. So the pain I was in when I came from the doctor's office just tipped me over the freaking edge, tipped me over the edge. And I'm so disgusted because I don't really know what really happened. I know what led up to it, but during the time of doing Facebook Live and doing that, I know someone, whoever called 911, must have been horrified. I was unconscious when I got to the hospital. I did vomit up some of them pills, and they're right here on this floor. But all it is a bunch of white powder, I guess, from the consistency of the pills. So I will get down there today and clean it up. But the day the day before I was coming home, I realized how much better I was. Although my doctor did not like me for some reason. I don't know what the blows and skirts it was, but she never liked me from the jump. So I had a hard time with her. But after I left the hospital, after I was already on the concrete, I saw two people that were or whatever, and they had a nice conversation with me. So I understood and I knew that they saw the same thing I saw. Before I left, I saw someone else and they saw what I saw. So it was a whole ugly thing. I don't know. Some people when they buy their hair and their eyelashes and nails and their butt and all other stuff, sometimes they don't know how to act around people that don't have to do that. I'm walking in the hospital, 55 years old and bald headed, and I'm telling the lady, I don't need to be admitted. I said, I just had a moment of despair. I had some things going on and it all just hit me, the man thing, and then I was devastated. And then she just didn't understand. Well, you did take the pills and you was alive. Hey, listen to me. I know I'm here. I've been here 8 hours, And I said to her, I said, Miss, you taking a bed to give to me because you think. I said, but if you talk to these people in here, they'll tell you that on occasion, from time to time, I have a psychotic episode. I said, but I don't really remember the details, but you have to check me on how you see me now, and I told her. So she said, well, I came to talk to you and you were. And I wanted to say to her, dingbat, Edith Bunker had more nut, up there at the time than she did. You don't understand that I was and I'm not now. You don't see the two differences. I had gotten there one time thinking that the world was after me, After staying there the night in the emergency room, the doctor wouldn't even admit me. Why? Because I was coherent at the time. I said, do you want me to tell you the date and the year? But when she took me upstairs, I was freaking horrified. There was somebody in there with body odor to the maximum degree. And I'm like, you're not putting me in there. I can't hold my nose like that. They moved the person. Then I'm in the kitchen and I'm noticing that some people not wearing no panties, and I'm like, some people not wearing no. I done seen like 4 ball sacks while I was in that hospital. I mean, I saw who was uncircumcised, who had a Christmas gift, who couldn't. It was just all around fun. And I didn't laugh at anyone in that situation. It was just funny because you go there and you expect to be treated. The only thing they do is put you a little bit of medicine, and they're not even around you long enough to monitor you. And then what got me upset was watching that some of the inmates can beat you down. Like one man got upset with me, but we end up friends. One man told me I was an ugly MFer, so I'm like, thank you. But you know me, I'm not gonna play in the sandbox, and I'm definitely not gonna come for somebody in that state. It's not necessary. I understand. I understood what it was. He was basically grabbing some food and putting it in his private area, and I told a lady, and the reason why I told a lady because just say he dropped on the floor and that thing spilled, somebody come and fall out and bust their head. I fell and bust my head. Not yeah, right here. You might have remembered my last video, my last channel when I bust my head in the shower right here. So I know what that is. And I'm like, that is a safety hazard. Now it's not about snitching because you got some chips. I can get some chips too. So it was a safety issue, but I met some really nice people, and especially some really nice young people. When I tell you, I am nervous around young people. I'm nervous around young people because sometimes the words that fall out of their mouth, the way they behave, and then especially sometimes I feel out of place. Now I did feel out of place sometime, but for different reasons, But these young adults were amazing. When I tell you, there was no point in even labeling any of them with a mental health illness. The magnificent part is every last one of them have a hustle and grind, boys and girls. Every last one of them. When I saw the art ability for them, No one at that table could ever actually go broke. They all have a skill. They all have a skill. I saw someone do something like this, and I don't know what it was, like a snake or something. From the distance I was to him to watch him do it with ease. Then there was someone doing a mask. If you would have taken the part of the mask that I had saw, you could have put that in the art gallery. I'm talking, put your name on it, and it was thousands of dollars. Then there was a girl who I made a greeting card, of course, and it wasn't on the right paper, but I did get it firm enough to stand up. But there was a young girl that I asked because she makes some hearts for me. They were just perfectly placed, perfect. She has an eye. Her eye is like boom. But it was absolutely rewarding to go to the art room. I had to leave the art room because I started crying because I was so emotional because, for one, I couldn't read the paper because I had no glasses on. Thank you, jingles. I got my glasses now. But then I saw someone in there with untidy behavior sitting in the chair. So I'm like, I got nauseous, I got sick, I got like I was about to vomit. So I came out of the thing and I started crying. But another person had mentioned, a staff member had mentioned it before I could mention it. And I told her I don't know why they allow that and what they give you in place of underwear is a tragedy. Somebody was telling me, get those panties. Baby, I had my friend go to the store and buy me a pack of panties. So although I was afraid to get in that shower because it's right across the door and somebody could knock on it, open it, and then someone did open it while someone else was in there. So I'm like, I got too much cookie back there and too much thunder. I don't want nobody to steal all up this up in here shaking and happening. So I was in the sink, in the bathroom, and I was good. I had 5 pairs of brand new panties. Then my daughter brought me some. Guess what happened to me? She brought me some of them Hoochie Mama underwear and a bottle of perfume. When I was getting my stuff to leave, the Hoochie Mama panties were gone and the bottle of perfume. But that's okay. That's okay. I said maybe they'll find it, maybe they won't, but we are not going to cause a problem over that. I came home to find out that my debit account had been used and the bank the phone hung up on me at the time to tell me which card was used. I was begging those people to get my cards, find out what my cards were. But when I came home after I went to the bank to close the account and all that other stuff, then I found out that they found my cards at the hospital, but someone had labeled them under the wrong name. So I'm saying to myself, did they label them at the wrong name to get away with? But you know what I thought about last night? I was so thankful to be home. I was so thankful that my rent was paid. Not I went to pay my rent. I'm not sure if it went through or not through the bill pay. Matter of fact, that would be a perfect thing for me to check right now. So they did say whatever I had pushed forward would go forward. I was so happy to get outside. That hot dog with pretzel around it at the mall was amazing. I hadn't been to the mall in years, but I kid you not, when I say empty, I'm surprised that mall is still standing. That's how empty it was. But the food areas were packed. Everyone had ice cream, but you know what? I couldn't for the life of me figure out why so many people were in shorts yesterday. When even with hot flashes, I had to wear my jacket. Now I'm gonna show you a jacket that someone gave me in the hospital. Someone from one of the staff members gave it to her, and she threw it behind us. I don't want that. I was like, wow, I want it. Yes, I did, boys and girls. Yes, I did. Mm. I took this jacket yesterday. I mean, a couple days ago, and it's just a regular blue jacket, but fits me perfectly. Fits me perfectly. And then I was I was wearing this yesterday, but I said at first I said, "Are you gonna take the jacket?" And then the way she said it or whatever, but right before she was leaving, she had a psychotic moment, and we had noticed it. So when they let her leave, I was just like thankful they let her leave. So, but she is someone that I personally have access to contact with between our families. So I will be seeing her and hoping she's well. I had a lot of fun, and she's a senior citizen. She's 70 something years old, and I had a lot of fun with her. E- even when I saw a little bit of instability, because at that moment I realized that she has a lot of stories to tell. She just wants somebody to listen, and I'm a listener, and I have talkativeness thing in my mental health, so I have to like limit who I'm around sometimes just to keep me from talking. And plus, I noticed that a lot of people we all have it. 9 times out of 10 have this thing where we got to get it out, and some of us cut the other person off, and some of us are not aware of it. But I have trained myself to become aware of it, and when I know I'm about to do it, I stop talking. When I catch myself doing it, I make sure I correct myself and I stop. But I was talking to someone that cut me off about a million times. So then I got to the point where I understood the dynamics. Stop and just listen and just let the whole conversation be. But there was a guy in there. I think he's adorable, but I know him from somewhere. I won't call out his name because you don't want to do stuff like that. But anyway, let me see if this thing is going to. Okay, my new card is ordered, and oh, okay, yep. So my rent will be paid on the 7th. When so it was amazing because there was a lot of times people couldn't keep focus and we couldn't understand someone in there. Turn around, he had a nice body. I had a sexual dream about the man. I'm like, oh no, we're not coming up to the mental wards and look for a love connection. No, we're not doing that. No, I got enough problems with my own damn self, mental health illness. You think I'm gonna go find somebody that has one with me? No, I'm not borrowing that problem, boys and girls. I was thinking, I said, I know someone is going to call me. I tried to have a few of y'all contacted, and I know Beverly did tell me she thought she was spammed or hacked or something, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew I was okay. So yesterday I came home, I did a video, and I came upstairs and I deleted the video. I said, no, I was a little tired, but I was excited to get out of the hospital and to get my damn mouth fixed up and everything. But I kid you not, I've been trying and trying to fix my bottoms, but I can't. So these are my old bottoms, but all of these teeth are mine, so I don't have to worry about it. The part that's not is the side. But let me tell you something. I was horrified, but at the same token, I had to find a rainbow because I didn't want to let it bother me. I'm like medication for bipolar disorder took 10 of my teeth. So I really thought about the fact that I've had too many teeth aches. So I said, if they took them all out, I wouldn't even care. You know what I'm saying? As long as I know within myself when I open my mouth, I look like a human. I don't want to look like some deformed or whatever because your mouth shapes to that and everything like that. So I'm having a hard time now because yesterday this lip under here was completely raw. This jaw was raw because there's a sharp tooth here, two sharp teeth right here. A piece right here was hurting me, but I have sandpaper, so you just sand down it. So I just bend it under and sand it a little bit. I have the top pretty much to where I can wear it, as you can see. The only thing is because I'm not used to it, it's a little bit more, um, let's say, bubble activity, if you understand what I mean. Don't want to gross no one out. And trust me when I tell you, this conversation shouldn't gross anyone out because if you care about yourself, then you would care about your appearance, and your smile is your major appearance. And I'm dealing in different type of realm of livelihood, so I need to be a little bit more when for myself anyway. I don't like I said to the doctor. I'm not the person that can't leave without makeup or hair. I love myself, but I kid you not, I felt so. I felt the most love in that hospital with some of the people that I was with, because I felt so. Even though I didn't feel safe as far as some of the patients were concerned, because they could do things to us and get away with it, and it wasn't fair. They lumped us all up together, so I have to I have to write it all together, everything that happened at the hospital, because I contacted City Hall. So thank you, Jesus, that I wow. So I gotta do all that, and I'm gonna make sure I have that email to do. Yep, right here. Because you know me, when I have something to do, I want to be able to do it. But I'm so I'm so sad because I came home and all the pills were right here. So now I don't know what I have to replace. So all that other stuff, and it looks like I took a whole bunch of oof, I don't know, but it's I've been looking for my excedrin migraine. Didn't even know it was there. I just grabbed up all these pills and put it here and start swallowing, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. I have suicide ideation. It is. I struggled with this for so long. I tried to eat my damn going chicken. I couldn't eat my chicken. I wanted this and I couldn't eat it. Then my mouth was completely raw. But what did help me in the hospital, I started gargling salt water, and it helped me a little bit. 3 days, three different people knew I couldn't have rice on my tray, and rice was on my tray. The good thing was they know I'm allergic to eggs, so there was no eggs on my tray. The last day I got pancakes, I was allergic to pancake syrup for years. I'm not allergic to their syrup, so I was like, But the pancake was so big, I was only able to eat a part of the pork chop. I mean, part of the pancake, but it was a nice pancake. So yesterday when I went to Aldi, I daggone it picked up a box of pancake mix. I'm not sure if I want to go outside today. I know I'm going outside. The key word was want to go outside. But I know if I don't go, my daughter's gonna have this thing. She is so upset that I am not an outside person. But I don't know how I'm gonna get it across to her that how you see me is how you're gonna. You just have to grab it and hold on to it. I am not a person to be going outside. I saw that she had got a little ticked off because I'm not a spendthrift. I'm not. I don't need the finer things in life. I don't need to go into these high end stores and come out with something. I wanted something, and I told her I wanted it from a while ago, and it's the pocketbook that looks like a comforter. So I said that to her, and I happened to find it in a store for $25, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I walked out, and I had $25 in my back pocket to get it. But I'm not gonna do that. And just for my clarity, I want to see something because a lot of people don't realize where they messed up with Timu. So I'm gonna see now if I could get that purse under $25 from Temu. The bag is on Temu. I saw a few things in that store from Temu. So, and then whether it's Temu, Sheen, or whatever, they basically all come from the same place. And I'm not gonna sit down there and tell you no lie that I'm not shopping there. I will be telling you a bold-faced lie. I'm shopping there when the hell I get ready to shop there because my money spends where my money go. I'm a grinder for my money. So no, but I'm not ever going to sit on this channel and say what I got from Temu for Hustle and Grind. That is, it's either my Hustle and Grind is YouTube, where that's where they made the mistake because they didn't think about when the terrorists came and they couldn't keep up that channel. That money that they had coming in is gonna go whoop. So that's why I didn't want to build my YouTube on food, because if I get to the point where I can't stand in that kitchen and make them frugal meals, whoop, and God forbid I no longer have this shelter here, and I'm relying on that. So you have to be mindful where your setup is, how you make your money and your nickels and dimes add up. You don't want to make your nickels and dimes based on Temu, and then Temu hit drop, and then you turn around drop, your income go. So I didn't want to fall into that at all. I didn't want to fall into that. But oh my goodness, I can't get my Wi-Fi on my phone, but I got um 9,000 fetch points. I think 10,000 fetch points, a couple of hundred. So I got all my fetch points yesterday, and I was supposed yesterday or during the time I was in the hospital, but I was supposed to get them between 20 something in a month, 23rd, and all that. So fetch makes you wait 3 months to show that you don't send your stuff back, which is ridiculous because You clearly knew which items I was keeping. So I got all my fresh points. So I should have at least $50 to cash out to. I don't know if I can get a Visa card, but I'm gonna see if I can get a Visa card because if I get a Visa card, that's a money order. It is what it is. So that's a money order. So like I said, I had a really hard time. I I have to say some of these young adults are absolutely amazing. Bipolar, schizophrenic, whatever the case may be, they are going to have bright futures because they have a bright now. So I have to say that is amazing. That is amazing. The 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 a few of them I spoke to, the N word never left their mouth. But then there was an adult that understood the dynamics of the N word when it was said in conversation with me. I don't want those kind of conversations. If you feel those words are acceptable for you, and that's fine, but I don't want to have conversations with those words. I was no, but I realized some things I want to do. I looked into school, and that's another thing that made me feel depressed before I went through what I went through. I applied for a college and got accepted. Then they said $28,000. Then they don't give you a certificate. And I wanted you to do some type of social worker, peer person, or whatever like that because we already know how I am. And I'm like $28,000. I'm like, can I pay that monthly? Because I'm thinking about my rent. And of course, I paid my rent again. And I'm like, if yesterday it hit me again, but these are the things that I went in there for and I came out with, and it was the same situation. So I said, what I'm gonna do is find the rainbow in everything. As you can see, I'm standing over here by this beautiful shower curtain that I put up at the window. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try to move away from that, but you already know that I have this hopping thing that I can't control. When I came in this home yesterday, it was beyond ridiculous how hot it was. So hot, but it didn't stop me from shaving and stuff like that, so that was good. But I ended up getting a little bit of breeze in the middle of the night. I was able to just get to some form of sleep. I think I'm sure I slept. I slept good enough because when I woke up, first thing I did was ran from a toothbrush. So it's only 7:41 right now on Saturday. I didn't get to do my Amazon order, so I'm thinking, do I want to do Amazon now? Because I have a few meals to make. I need a case of Vienna sausages. I realize I don't really make Vienna sausages anymore, but it will it will be it will be a frugal meal that I could put on a table that's made in the island home. Just chop up the onions, the tomatoes. I did buy tomatoes. I'm back on my black seed oil. As soon as I came home, pot black seed oil, no more leg issue, no more foot issue. Now, my body did feel worn out and tired, but that was because of the amount of hours I had been up, ripping and roaring. But I felt amazing. When I tell you, when I tell you how glad I felt to get out of it. When I stepped my foot on concrete, um, I felt When I stepped my foot on concrete, I felt good. I don't know how anyone could stay locked. There it go. $5.21. There's my bag right there. There was no way. And the one that I saw um, there was 25. I'm looking right at it. It's $4.71. And I'm not saying don't spend locally, but a person in my financial situation to pay $25 for a purse that I know I can get a few of for $25, you can't, those nickels and dimes just don't add up. It's not going to happen. And the store is called Claire's, and so Claire's is like 50 times over retail, and you have to be if you're sitting in a high end mall in a high end area. But every single thing I saw in Claire's is right here on the screen. I saw the Hello Kitty purse. It's right here, $1.83. It was $19.99. There is no way in freaking hell I should not be able to grind the stuff that I'm grinding where I am. The only reason why it is the way it is because of where I'm grinding. That's the bottom line. Because to go in there and see what I saw and to see what I see right now, and as soon as I saw what I saw, I knew exactly where it came from. But I'm sitting right here, and one of the purchases 183. But Hello Kitty has must have come back to full swing because everything now is Hello Kitty. Some blankets, some this, some this, some this. And I got 8 tote bags yesterday, and my daughter was so happy to get one. I said, somebody spoiled. But it was really nice. So I'm gonna not get my purse right now. And this basically the one that looks like a comforter with the quilts. That's the bag that I want. That's the bag that I want. But the one I'm using right now is sufficient for me to use for quite some time. If I wait long enough, this bag might be $1 when I get finished with it. But the same bag is $15.92. It comes with a little pouch, and then another bag that's $5.40. I saw that bag up there, but there's a bag that I might have to get. It's $4.88. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That's the bag that I want. But I may be able to wash that bag a little better, but I'm feeling a little bit nauseous. Oh, let's try to move past the nausea. Guess what I had yesterday, boys and girls? A big old cup of coffee. Yes, French vanilla, baby. French vanilla, baby. Yes, I did. I bought at Aldi yesterday. I was trying to buy my Chick-fil-A chicken. They didn't have it, but they got the Chick-fil-A nuggets, and I was so thankful because although it is a processed meal that I had moved away from, I realized it based on someone's conversation they had with me, either on the computer or whatever. And I believe it was in one of the groups, and said that even processed food to a certain degree, we have to get away from all the negatives and realize that a lot of this stuff is the only thing that some people can actually manage to put on their table with pain and everything. And someone would understand what I mean. When I'm chopping, my hands get all bad. You know what I'm saying? So I said I'm gonna figure it out. But the good thing is, Aldi takes out a lot of the stuff that you have in the regular supermarkets and stuff. So I was thankful. Anyway, I thought I was getting 3 bags of chicken patties. I ended up with 3 bags of chicken nuggets, and one of them was a family size because the bag looked the same color as the other. So what I said I was gonna do is do one of my meals with that chicken, and then I'm going to review this sauce that everyone is so happy to have found in Aldi. It's some chicken sauce, so that's what may be on the agenda in the next couple of days. I don't really want to do it now because yesterday I stopped at a chicken joint after I pick up the paws, and I got 10 pieces of fried chicken because you know I love that fried chicken, and the chicken was so good it just wasn't as crunchy, but I'm glad it wasn't as crunchy because I'm not too perfected in my mouth situation. So the good thing is, even though I'm not doing the best, you can still hear a little bit. Um, I can tell that where the cut was yesterday is still a problem, even though I sanded it down a little bit, so I have to sand it again. On this side, my tooth is shorter than the tooth. So I said I was going to sand that down, but I said maybe I won't because this tooth is not bothering me at all. What's actually bothering me is these two right here. They're just a little too sharp, and it's bothering me now too. The good thing is when I was able to eat, nothing bothered me underneath the plate. So I also realized another thing. The dentist that I thought made those last partials didn't make those last partials. And now I understood why he worked so hard to make the new ones and fix them, because he felt so bad about the situation I was in. But I tried to figure out who it was, but everyone said you need to sue who made him. So I'm not going to do that. I thought about it. That kind of situation can help you momentarily while you have the money to spend it. But how I will go to bed at night, I'm not too sure I'll be able to do. I will be able to do that. So I said when I get my cards today from the hospital, that situation is done and over with. When I get these perfected and stop having to swallow so heavy, I'm gonna let that rock. I have my old partials on the bottom, my new partials on the top. I'm gonna live with it. I'm not gonna roll the dice and play in a sandbox where I don't have to play in the sandbox because it's not gonna help me. The day, 2 days before I came home, I started feeling a certain way in the hospital because I knew where the deception and the betrayal came from, where I made the video of the man. And then I said, you know what? I'm thankful that I no longer want anything to do with that relationship. But I realized how much good was in that relationship, but still there was a lot of control that was mishandled, and I'm not a person you can control. So I would have been left by the side of the road at some point because no man's controlling me. Y'all know I will ball up this fist and bust your lip open if I am feel threatened and I have to protect myself. You know that. Would never attack anyone, and I would never go and harm someone just for no reason at all. I don't have that kind of spirit. But I don't even want to have any type of spirit that makes me do something that to someone in the midst of payback. But I was triggered. My phone rang a few times yesterday. I didn't answer it, and I felt so bad for one of the persons that called me because I'm like, I don't know if this person's ever gonna understand that blood or no blood, we just have to part ways. So it is what it is. It is because some lines were broken and some boundaries were crossed, and I was in a situation I could have not been in altogether. I cried because all I kept saying how sorry I am that I was pushed that far, and I was pushed. I was pushed. My kindness, my generosity, my all of that was just stomped on little by little by little. I saw where it went from me being kind to me being expected without saying the words. So those type of things for a person like me who's a leader, I don't sit right with stuff like that because I don't want to have a conversation about something that you can clearly see my movements, that I'm aware of certain things. So it's about fixing your behavior. And for me, I don't like the word sorry unless you fix your behavior. So don't come saying sorry to me if you're not going to fix your behavior. And don't come to me and tell me something is bothering you that I'm doing unless you're going to accept the fact that I am going to change my behavior. But, so I was just freaking happy. Lord have mercy. Look at that pocketbook. I'm not into fashion, but I'm looking at the pocketbook and I like it. I have to say I was so happy. My daughter saw one of my books yesterday that I printed out. I didn't realize I printed out so many copies. This month I have 500 sheets of paper. I'm gonna print out more. But in this room, I'm missing something. I can't find it because this is my jungle. I can't find it, and it's my clear sleeves for my book to go in. But I know I brought it inside. I did get two packages, and they clearly were stolen. I saw that they were delivered when I was gone, so they're not here. So that's the third package they stole, which is one package I ended up getting back, and the liners are in this house, and I know they're in this room. I can't find them. I also tried to find my little teeny piece of tip to my drill to sand down my partial because it's like the one that he has at the dentist's office, but I don't have any way of knowing where that little piece of drill is. And I said it's okay, so I'll live with it. I'll just keep trying to do it on my own, or I'm gonna wear the partials that I have now. Although they changed the shape of my mouth, I have nothing to do with that. I can't do nothing about that. I'm going to have some coffee. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to have for breakfast. I'm going to order me a few items from Amazon. I have nothing to do in my bank account. I believe every single bill is paid, so I'm happy on that. I'm happy on that front, and that's just how it is. I'm sorry to anyone that was worried about me. I'm thankful that I even have anyone worried about me. I was looking into my stats, and my stats is basically the Dollar Tree. I will not be frequenting Dollar Tree that often. I am so blessed to be under $500 with one loan that was over $2,000. Boom! Yes, the girl has been doing her thing. So, and then I mentioned that I was a $30 money order that I couldn't find, that I am almost positive I sent out. The mail is so slow. When I came home, I was done with the bill for this month that was due because of that $30 money order. So Boom! I'm happy about that too. And all of these payments that I've been knocking down are killing it with the interest. So I will be debt free before October. So that's an amazing feat that I had to take myself through. And like I said, I'm almost done. All the cups and the picture frames and all that stuff, all of the shirts and all that, shirts and socks, and it is about to be, I don't know, but see that coffee station over there? I'm about to hit that coffee station, but I want some cottage cheese so I can make me some of this ice cream thing they make in these groups and check it all out. But thank you so much for caring about me. I shall return with a food video, maybe today, maybe not today. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to rest. I don't know what happened to my YouTube channel. My views are like this. But let me tell you something. I realized one thing. Even if I get one view, boom, that's all I need. Even if I make a dent in one person's life, boom, that's all I need. I will never be the type of person that will take YouTube and make YouTube into a structured job. If I ever get monetized for YouTube, I will do the best I can to stabilize myself to whatever income I have coming in is coming in. But I had a vision that I had a $250 check come in from YouTube, and I kid you not, even if YouTube send me $1 check, I'm gonna be happy. You know why? Because there is no better way to have money coming in than to earn it. Absolutely. I treasure every coin I make. If I make 10 cents, and speaking of 10 cents, I have some survey money that I could put towards my Amazon because I didn't cash out. So if I did a smaller order, like I did say I was going to do 2 orders, I actually have the payment for one of those orders of in the free thing. So I have nothing but love for myself right now, and I'm gonna keep it that way because that's how I like to stay in the positive realm. But I'm saying it's all of these processes I went through, ordering my couch and everything, and getting my getting my points. But I am gonna get some points deducted, and that's from the couch because they gave me a full refund on one of the couches. I have 4 samples to pick out, and I'm gonna walk in this house and I'm gonna clean up 5 minutes in each room that I have things to do until I can get everything done. But I did not realize how dirty your toilet can be just by not using it. So I had to get on my hands and knees to get behind the toilet. I don't think I ever want to date again. Although someone was crying last night on the phone, why did you do this to me? What would you think about me? Excuse me, who the hell you think I was thinking about my daughter? You're not my next of kin. But I'm so fed up. I'm so fed up. And I realized that I was loyal in so many situations that no one was loyal to me. So I said, you know what? I want a freaking allowance just for loyalty, period. If you want me loyal, you don't want this cookie shared. You don't want me to go out there on the market and put my back out there. You're going to give me an allowance. And if you don't give me an allowance, then whether I'm loyal or not, you just better think about that before you go to bed at night. Now, I'm not saying I won't be, and I'm not saying I won't be. Look, I just don't want to deal with that anymore. I think I had it. I'm a senior citizen now, right? So I might as well just jump on a train and saying, you know what, I'm done, because I'm absolutely done. I was so thankful. So thankful. But anyway, thank you so much for checking into my video. I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. And like I said, I believe this saying is grand rising. So I'm going to try not to say good morning. Try to say grand rising. I believe that's it because I met someone remarkable. He's very smart, and he says grand rising. But I gotta find this paper because he actually. Oh my God, Amari. That's how you say his name. He is adorable. You know what I said when I saw him for the first time? He looked like one of them little Poppy Chulos on Tubi. And I told him that, but he has a sweet, sweetheart, kind heart, and everything. But don't test him because he gonna boom. So, but it is Grand Rising. He wrote. I made him. I asked him in kindness to write it on a piece of paper. So yes, it is Grand Rising. So I will be using Grand Rising, but that is his term. He's the one that came up with it. I did tell him I was going to borrow it for my YouTube, so it comes from him. If ever he comes onto this YouTube and you see him comment, then I will be subscribing to his channel and allowing his videos to run from beginning to end on my TV. And I want to say something else. If you have a YouTube channel and your YouTube channel is in English, please let me know that you have a YouTube channel so I can subscribe. And I'm going to tell you something that I do on my channel. Now, I'm not telling you to do it. What you do on your channel is your channel. I watch YouTube predominantly on my TV, which means if I'm running your video from the beginning, I'm running your video to the end. 9 times out of 10, your whole get up and grind might be running for that day. But if I'm watching on the computer, sometimes I can't sit through some of those medical commercials and stuff like that because a lot of that stuff I've heard is redundant now. And I understand some of the times I say things, but if you have a channel and your channel's in English, and the reason why I said that is because I do watch a channel of a follower of mine, and I see a lot of things in the cooking thing, but in her cooking, but I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what the food is. I don't know anything. So if you have a channel, and I still watch the channel because I like to watch the channel, and the food looks absolutely good, but it looks like it's spicy as hell too. Like it would like boom your boo boo bot and all that. So if you have a channel and you are definitely a fan of mine, so make sure I know, Tina. I got to get up on this stuff, but you know the medical thing. You know where my mind is, but I still give you credits, so don't worry about that. And I'm not saying do it for me and I'll do it for you. That is not what I'm saying because I don't do stuff like that. It's not no tit for tat over here, and I'm not doing that because if I just dropped and couldn't do it, I wouldn't want you to drop me. So we have to do things because we want to. But Amari said something that I'm a lover for. Everybody needs to help each other. We're all trying to eat in this world, but we don't want to take advantage of the system. We don't want to do anything to come up in the system. None of that. We need everything to level off and be on the real, so that when we start earning, we will earn what we deserve to earn, that we will keep coming in. So there goes that. I don't know if I'm going to the Dollar Tree today, but I do want to get a canvas, just a canvas, and pour some paint on it and just start pushing some colors around. It was so relaxing to see what I saw in the art room. I have zero arts, color, drawing capacity, skill, whatever. But I figure if I could just throw some paint on the thing and just move it and shake it, whatever it comes to, I will put that sucker on a table in the summertime and see what somebody wanted. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.